Hold on. Wait for me.
Am I good?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Welcome to the family table. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Noah.
We hope that you are well and that you can grab a drink and come sit a spell. So good evening to... We're like double fixing it. We have our hot tea and our Waterloo. What do you have tonight?
I'm having black cherry.
Black cherry, and I have grape.
And a spot of lemon tea.
Lemon tea with some extra vitamin C in it.
It's going to be flippity, as the kids say.
I don't think that's what they say.
Nope. I go teach in the public school system. I know what the lingo is.
Scoot over towards me.
Yes, ma'am.
Uneven.
Just one moment. Great to be with you all this evening. We've got a lot of fun things to talk about. Get ourselves centered. For those of you who are listening on the podcast, I hope we can make this episode make a lot of sense to you. We're going to have some fun and games a little bit, and we'll do a little bit of an update first, and then we'll kind of dive into it. Mm-hmm. Hi.
Hi.
What you making?
I am working on a vest for Noah.
Oh, this old thing.
Because we've mentioned he's in Fiddler. And so I made Arthur a Tevye is the main character in Fiddler. If you don't know the story, and I made Arthur a vest because he was Tevye for Halloween, and he wears it at least once a week. So I'm making Noah one. I've already finished Amelia's prayer shawl because she has a part in it, and so I'm now working on vest. But I just lost my count, so oops.
My bad.
I think
well, you're about to play Elizabeth's favorite game, which is undo what we did.
I can't remember how much I.
And then she goes under her breath. 47.
Yeah, I know.
And that's when I decide to have the big conversations in life.
I'm like,
Lizzie, do you think I should get a tattoo? Lizzie?
sure. Let's do it.
Nose piercing.
We celebrated our 15th wedding anniversary last summer. And I was like, I tried to convince Noah to get a tattoo last summer. I was like all for it, like, let's get a tattoo. And he said no.
By the way, if we didn't lose you at being okay with alcohol, we definitely just lost you at tattoos. Listen, we're not going to pass the Puritan purity test for anything, okay?
Nothing.
We're not, what's the line? We're not like those other moms. We're fun moms.
We're the fun moms.
So
yeah. So a little life update for you. I'm trying to think what we have to update. I feel like it's the same thing right now. Oh, thank you. So we are in the midst of, we're over halfway through our soccer season. It's going super well. And we are also in Fiddler, and we are in Frozen, 2 musicals right now.
Listen, I was spinning my little tail off today in choreography, and I am about as nauseous as it gets.
We took the children last month to the Children's Museum, and they have a carousel there. And Noah and I rode the carousel, not on the horses, because we're adults, you're not allowed. We sat on a bench, facing forward, going the right direction. And Noah had to take a break afterwards because he was so dizzy. He couldn't handle the carousel. So since he spun a little bit...
Don't lie. I did not sit on a bench. I held on to the pole and held the cold up to my face and said, "Oh, dear Lord," the whole time.
I'll be right back.
Okay. She's got to run some of the children back to bed. But it's okay. This is just me and you time. I never get to spend this with you. Another update. We have to congratulate a newly... Oh, yes. We have 2 new elected office holders in our family. Tonight at the Clay County Dog Club, Henry was elected co-president with one of his best friends, and Elliot was selected as secretary for the year. So we're proud of them for their willingness to run. One of these episodes, we're going to talk about me running for office last year and what an adventure that was. But I'm almost to a point where I can talk about it without being bitter. So once I can do that, we'll have a little something to talk about. What else? Yeah, so on the farm, that's our family stuff every night. Like, this is honest to God the first time I've seen her tonight. Hey. And
I take that back. We had a meeting earlier, but
that's true.
we both attended. We'll talk more on that meeting later. I'm not ready to. It's nothing like super top secret, but it's
It's nothing top secret.
Stop. It's not
No,
like
I'm
that.
just teasing.
But we had a meeting we both were in, so there was that. So we did have that together. But yeah.
I kind of forgot you were there, to be honest with you.
Right.
Pardon me.
So a little farm update for you. When we talked to you last week, we were still looking for chicks. We have found chicks, and they should be here like maybe tomorrow even.
What?
Maybe.
For real?
Sometime this week they're going to arrive. I don't know when. They're going to arrive sometime. And we sort of, I don't want to say a loophole, like we did anything wrong.
No, we were just smart.
But I got to thinking, because the price I was going to pay per chick was going to be like $5 and I think 51 cents. And I was like, that's just really high for a chick. Mm-hmm. So I thought, well, when I go to Rural King, I'm able to purchase them for a lot cheaper.
Cheaper.
Get it?
Cheaper. We'll have the cheaper chicken.
And hold on, I gotta tell you something about that in a second.
Okay.
But I called Rural King and I was like, can I just order chicks through you? And they're like, absolutely. So they ordered them, and I'm going to get them for a lot cheaper than $5.31. So that's really exciting. They should be here, I don't know, they're supposed to like hatch today.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this puts me a little bit behind the curve because I'm working on the brooders.
He is.
And I put out a YouTube video this week. Not that I expect everybody to watch every little thing I do.
Littlest thing with
Listen,
attention.
I struggle if I don't get immediate feedback.
What's the line from The Office?
Do I have to be liked?
I like to be liked.
I like to be liked. Do I have to be liked? It's not like I need to be praised. Listen, I do. I need that, and I go and I put the video together, and if it sits there with 0 views for like 24 hours, I feel like a major failure. And what?
I'm like, don't obsess. That's what I was telling you.
I'm checking. I'm refreshing, and I need to not do that. But I made a video this week where I pulled out some old IBC containers. If you don't know what that is, they're these big like metal cages that have a plastic inside container. Usually that's used in the industries for like transporting corn syrup or dyes or waxes or some sort of liquid. And then once they get to the destination, they have all these left around. Well, I'm going to take those and I'm going to make brooders. And that I was going to have that done by now, but apparently I need to get done ASAP as possible, and I'll have a video about how those turn out. So I'm on it. It's on the list. Never fear. Oof. My bad. But what did you want to tell me? You said, I need to tell you something about that.
Today I was talking to one of my college friends, and I was reminiscing with her about a memory. Because I was thrifting and I saw I'm at 50 by the way, when I forget.
Oh, thanks.
I was thrifting and I saw an old coffee mug, and it was the college that her dad taught at. So I sent her a picture and I was like, hey, like, isn't this where your dad taught? Quincy College.
Oh, Julia.
Yeah, my friend Julia. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like, I wish I had your memory. And I was like, be ready. It's just filled with a bunch of television quotes, Broadway ballads, and useless surface level education. Nothing of depth. So.
And insults toward Noah.
And no, maybe. So we have that. We have been on the Oberhasli, which is our larger milking goat, a hunt for that. If you were with us last week, or if you've spoken to me in the last 2 weeks, I've been trying to get you on my side to let us go to Michigan. A little goat away together, but I think that's finally to rest. It's just too far.
Haley, don't encourage her anymore. For the love of things that are holy, stand down.
I like was keeping tally of like, this person thinks it's a good idea.
No,
this
Haley,
person.
you love Haley. Look what she said.
And then like I convinced your dad it was a good idea.
Yeah. In the middle of Canada, let's go to the freaking Canadian border.
We just need our passports.
We don't have a trailer that we could haul that far, so they'd be in the back of the van for 10, 11 hours.
No, I'm fine. So but really, they're due too soon. It's not safe for. In all honesty, it's not safe for them to travel that far along as they're in their pregnancy. But we had somebody reach out to us. They had some available, And then somebody else reached out and they have something available, and they're only like an hour and a half away.
Lafayette.
And
we can
so
do that.
I think we're going to at least take the trip up there over the next couple weeks to at least see them, see if we think it's a good fit for our farm. Because it's just an hour and a half, so if we get there and it's not a good fit, we can turn around.
When one gate closes, another one is kicked open.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. So we have that. It's going well. Our goat maternity ward, I think last week they were all set, but they're all set. They're all doing well.
Yeah.
We're every day I hold my breath that someone's had a baby because we don't have babies yet. They're still too early, but they're getting close.
We're getting a winter cold snap all of a sudden. We are,
so I really want them not to
It
babies
was raining
right
when I drove. I just got home about 20 minutes ago. As I drove home, it was rain, but as I was getting out of the car, I could hear the sound off our tin roof. It's changing to like a sleet.
So, fingers crossed, delay, cancellation. We love canceled plans.
Oh no! I'm devastated.
So
yes,
we will. You know, I'll stop.
Haley, we will stop and visit, even if we don't have the goats. Right. I have something to tell you.
He told me. He said, "I have breaking news to tell you, and I want to tell you live on the podcast." And if you don't know something, I'm kind of an anxious. I'm a very calm person. Like really, I'm very.
God, this is a perfect setup to my conversation.
I'm very calm. I'm very like whatever, but underneath, I'm always like just anxious all the time, thinking about worst case scenario. So the fact that he's doing breaking news to me at this moment has me really.
You could not have set this up better for me.
Oh no!
Okay.
I'm like, look, I'm pulling my sleeves. I'm starting to sweat. Like what?
Tonight I was at a planning committee for my 20th year reunion, high school reunion. I was a kind of a moron in high school, like academically, like B's, C's, D's, lower than D's, for most of the time. And but I was kind of popular, if you will. Oh, you're counting. Well, I was class president for like freshman through senior, and I was even student body president my junior year, and I lost an election to a guy my senior year that I'm still bitter about. But I was having this planning reunion committee tonight, and Heather, our good friend Heather, said, your wife is so calm. She has such a calming voice. I just want to hear her read a book.
That's really sweet.
It is. Oh. And I was like, well, just come for lunch because they read American Girl Doll.
We're getting ready to start. We're taking a break from American Girl once we finish this book, and we're going to start Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Oh, Heather, that makes me like.
No, I thought I was like, oh, that's the nicest thing anybody's ever said about her. No, I'm just not the only thing. I just saying.
No, thank you. That
was out of the blue. I was like, oh, she's gonna love to hear that.
I know. I am a very.
They just said you just sound so calm all the time.
It takes a lot to get me to be like to shake me up. Like it really does.
I wish people could hear you yell at Elliot in the mornings. That boy is so slow. And Heather said her chicken feeder boy is slow. Like it's that the second born? Maybe I'm not sure about their birth order.
No, he's the oldest.
But it was so like Elliot dawdles. And my dad used to yell at me, and the word he used was dawdle. And you'd be working on a job site or whatever, and you're like, "Go get the hammer." And you start walking away. Don't dawdle. Like we just kind of have our own pace to our life.
But in the morning though, like we leave the house like for the day. 2 to 3 days a week where like we have to be placed on time. Like it's the work week, then we have the weekend with church or whatever. And I think it's his life goal to push me over the edge so I can like make it to life on time. And oh my gosh, and I'll find him just like sitting, just staring into abyss. That's not the word.
Don't mess with that man. He's solving the world's problems.
And I'm like, Elliot, I told you to get moving a half hour ago.
And I feel like he's out there counting the chicken feed like Salt Bay, just dropping it in to the feeder over next door.
My threat to him, I'm not done it yet, last week was, for every minute you make me late, you have to come sit in my office with me and miss out on going to the grandparents' house.
I hate that.
I don't know, he makes friends at my work, so you feel like, oh, no.
Henry got a taste of high school for a minute yesterday. He got to, I don't know what, listen, I'm not involved in most of the day-to-day logistics. I'm just kind of the idea man around here. They always have somewhere to be, something to do. And Henry had to be at Northview, where I work at, Northview, after school, and Elizabeth had somewhere else to be. So she let him go inside Northview for like 10 minutes before the end of the school day. And he got to like go to the office and go to our friend Christy, the guidance office, and like just chat it up and see what this whole public school thing is all about. And I had talked to him about it later, and he said, yeah, man, it's kind of chaotic, a lot of kids. Yeah. And he said, but you know what? I've decided I want to go to college. Mom said it's great to live in the dorms. So
it's true. It's my biggest advice. Yeah.
She's like, I have to experience that dorm life.
It's true.
That sounds like an RA if I've ever heard of one.
Right? No. It's live on campus. Even if it's just for a semester, live on campus.
Okay, before we get into what we want to present, please get the poll up and running. So tonight we're going to talk about fun and games, and particularly board games, card games, and dice games. We're going to share with you some of our favorites, but earlier today we asked you what your favorites were, and we got a good bit of responses, and as soon as my lovely assistant finds them,
I'm going.
We will compare those.
I should have prepared already.
No, it's you have no faults.
Heather says so.
Yeah, take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank. All right, so Noah asked.
Oh, baby.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
Some of our favorite games are on here.
Okay.
So Noah asked, "What is your favorite board, card, or dice games to play?" And so we had. Here were some of the ones that were suggested: Euchre, Annie's yelling or Annie's barking because I yelled. Euchre, Rummikub and Risk, Yahtzee, Settlers of Catan?
Catan, I think.
Sequence, Phase 10, Wingspan, Uno, Farkle, and Rook. These are some good ones.
Now, there's a couple I've never played.
The top ones, the two favorites are Euchre and Yahtzee.
That's awesome.
Those are the top two.
Euchre's one of my all-time, and it's a kind of a Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure they play other places. But I actually spent this last week in computer science teaching kids euchre, because now I had to teach them something that they had zero idea how to do. And then we're going to work on writing flowcharts on how decision-making processes works. And so I thought, I'll teach them this difficult game that's hard for them to learn, because you need just repetition to see and see and see, and then they'll make a flowchart of, do I pick it up? How do I decide yes or no to pick it up? Or how do I decide which card to play? And so that's what we're going to next. So euchre, love it. Rummikub, we've played that. We used to have it. We used to play it a couple times. It was these little tiles, right? Do you remember this one? This was that cool red tin package. And it was like, they had some sort of cool story. Like in Russia, they took the cards.
Oh, yeah.
And so
we have it. So,
we, as a middle finger to the Soviets,
Right.
somebody like made these little domino style game. And
yes. No, it's fun.
I couldn't quite remember how to play it, but I remember it being cool.
I feel like in the winter that's when we play the most. I say that winter, but then also as we're like in the warmer months, like at outside events or. Mm-hmm. Hold on one second. You know, be our cat.
In the house?
Well, I don't need one of the outdoor cats.
Okay, just a random cat in the house. Oh my! Wish I could say that was out of the ordinary, but another one on here is Risk. I know that's the game of world domination, but I've never actually played it. There's that and Stratego, but I've never played those. I know that you have to like conquer the world. I've never done it. Yahtzee's a good one.
Elliot is the Yahtzee king.
He's really good at it.
He
loves it.
Yahtzee. Like we'll play. His first roll will be a Yahtzee. Like I can't remember what time that's happened.
Settlers of Catan. I've never played it. Sequence, which is something we're going to show you a little bit later tonight. Phase 10. What? Who did it?
It's the person who suggested it. They
are
the state champion.
They went pro.
Went pro.
And 3-time college. No, I turned this joker onto it for the first time, and he kicked our tails.
Butts.
It was so annoying, but we had a great time. Phase 10. I don't think I've ever played Phase 10.
Yes, we have. It's sort of like Uno.
Well, I know what it looks like, but I don't have any memories of playing it.
The kids and I play it.
Cool. Wingspan, which is a hard game to pick up, but we're going to talk about it in depth a little later. Uno, Farkle, and Rook. Rook, I know, is kind of a game that's like Rummy.
Okay.
Rummy, but it's its own deck, and I know the only story I have about Rook is I was sick a lot as a kid, throwing up, and I had colitis, and I had a bunch of division. One of the times early on in life, it's freezing rain happening outside. I thought a dog was peeing right next to me. I was about to lose my mind live on Facebook. It's the freezing rain outside. So I was sick a lot, and I don't know exactly. We were living in our old house, and I remember Mom taught me how to play it on the landing of our stairs because I was up super late one night.
That's so sweet. I love that memory.
I don't remember much about it, but that kind of like a little bit of a run of three or three of a kind, I think. So, and Farkle.
It's a dice game, and we've played it.
Okay, it's on the list to try. But I'm sorry for coughing on the microphone. But those are games that people like. And so now I think we're just going to turn our attention, and we have, I don't know, half a dozen or so that we like to play that we want to introduce you to or talk about a little bit. We'll give you just a real light overview. Wingspan, for example, is still in its package, and we're not going to open it. We're just going to talk about it. But I may hold up some of the game pieces to do tonight.
And after we finish, we'll put the links to these games so you don't have to try and remember. Or, like, I know one of the games we're going to talk about, there's instructions. We have a copy of the instructions, so we can post a picture of that. These are just really fun games, and it's a lot of our games are ones that all ages can play. So I guess I need to put my crocheting down.
Let's move on.
I stopped counting, so I'm going on.
We're going to give ourselves a little platform here. And first thing we're going to do...
It's really good.
It is really good. It's lemony, which I don't usually like lemon, but... This is just a full regular deck. Would you set up for speed between the two of us? Speed, right here. Just so we can show them how to set up and whatnot.
Noah and I play a lot of... This is a game that he and I play together.
It's a two-player game.
Two-player game.
It's fast. There's no real thinking to it.
Is it 5?
5, 1, 1, 5. The whole objective is to get rid of your stack of 20 cards. The only rule is you're only supposed to have 5 cards in your hand at a time. And you know, normally it's like 2 through 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. Well, in this game, you can also keep going. After the King, Ace is 2, 3, 4. You can go up or you can go down. 5, 4, 3, 2, Ace, King, Queen, Jack. Okay?
I usually win.
Please, no lies in front of the friends, okay? Sure. So you keep 5 in your hand. And the objective of this game is to get rid of your 20 cards. So here's how the gameplay works. We're going to play it about half speed. So I win. Okay? So we play off of the center 2 cards. So we'll say 3, 2, 1, go. And what we're doing is we can go up to, to 2 or down to King, up to Jack or down to 9. Okay.
So I like to stack my cards in my hand to be in a
jerk
sequence.
Oh.
So like right there, I have my Jack and my 10 ready, so I can just lay them down,
and then
I can pick
keep
up
5 cards in your
2
hand.
more, and I put a 9 and a 2 down.
Nikes. Okay. And you go bam, bam, and then you go bam. Stop it. And if you get to a point where you're stuck, I don't have anything I can do. She hypothetically is gonna.
Maybe, yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah.
That's why you have these outside 2 piles of 5.
Resets.
It's your reset. So you say 3, 2, 1, go, and you play off of those. Ah, bollocks.
I like they're keeping it very.
No, that didn't go there.
Oh, what was that?
My bad. And then.
Oh.
So, are you stuck?
I am stuck.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. And like I said, it goes pretty fast. I'm just taking it easy on it right now.
Are you?
Just to keep things moving a little bit. I got too many cards in my hand.
I have all the rest of my
3,
hand.
2, 1, go. Nope, nope,
Down.
nope, nope,
Down.
nope, 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 nope.
What's over
Or
here?
I think the 8 was there.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Uh-oh. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh.
Ah! Wait. Huh. Well,
That still works.
you win because you have one left.
One.
You rarely ever have any cards left over. But that game gets going so fast, and it's a ton of fun. Perfect for 2 players. Little kids can play it. Hi, Taylor.
It's good also, like, if your kids are learning, like, to count up and backwards. It's one we've used in our math, like in math for the kids.
I wanted to bring this little, hi Margaret, this little book of ours. We haven't used this book for a long time, but during COVID, Elizabeth and I learned how to play 2-player spades, and I couldn't tell you the rules to it right this second. All I remember is that you can do it with 2 people, and it was kind of a bidding game. Like, you looked at your hand and you say, I think I can get 6 tricks, and whatever you end up getting has a score value. But what I like about this book is, look at that. Randomly.
Oh no, what's in there?
Randomly, isn't this a
Oh, it's a crochet pattern.
crochet pattern
Oh.
in our book? Anyway, we have scores from during the COVID time.
Yeah, and we still
of
keep it in our game.
in our little drawer in there, and we always say like, "Oh, let's get back to it," but it just hasn't happened yet. So, like, as we can go back through, this was 11, 14 to 20, and we went on
Margaret,
and
we
on.
were playing Speed,
Speed was the first game.
and we'll make a list when we're done of all
Yes.
the games we're playing. So the next game.
Oh, wait, I wanted to show them trash. Well,
Yes, and the next little card game we have is Trash, and it's one
Perfect for kids.
that my brother-in-law taught the kids.
Jordan taught us all.
And so then the kids taught us, and it's, again, one that really, once they can recognize their numbers, anybody can play. Like,
Can you set up? You actually play it with them more than I do.
So for Trash, you have 10 cards face down in front of you.
These are my 10.
Okay. And then you put the rest of the deck just here in the center. And then one of us starts, but the idea is you want one...
Ace. Or is it
Oh, yeah,
2?
ace.
Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You want to get them, like, in order
Revealed.
here.
So I'll go first, and I turn over a 7. So ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I put that there. I turned over a 2. I can, as long as I still have it face down, I can play it. So I put this in the 2 spot.
And you might be saying, well, what about...
What about a king?
A king. That was perfect.
It was perfect.
A king is wild, and you can place it anywhere on your...
Jacks are deads, queens are deads. But kings are wild. So I'm just going to randomly put it in the 9 spot. Hello. Yep, baby.
What in the world?
I'm going to put this in the king spot, and I got a queen, and so I'm dead. That's a discard.
This is Benjamin's favorite little game. And really, like, I try to keep cards with us. Sometimes it's a good, like, time killer or whatever. But the last time I played him, his first go, he got...
All of them. I got 4 there.
Got
he would
4.
get 10.
So you do this until somebody fills up their
all of them face
all of them.
up. Oh,
And
my.
then the next time,
my.
I know, the next time, I have a 10, and I put it discard, but Noah, if he needs that, can pick it up.
So
And that
there's my
starts
10,
his set.
and then that's dead.
So what you do is say that Noah finishes his 10 before I do. Then we play again, and the next time he has to fill 9, and I still have to fill 10.
Yeah, so like 9 to 10. And then if I win again, it'd be like 8 to 10 until you get all the way down to 1.
To 1.
So where you just got to get the ace.
Yep.
Super easy. I don't think. Can you do more than 2 players, or do you
I
just?
don't think so. We've
I think
never
it's just-
tried it. I mean, I'm sure anything is possible.
Yeah.
And then also, so with this game, you can stop it and pick it back up to be like, oh, hey, remember
Remember, it's 7 to 2.
7
whatever.
to 2 or whatever, and you can just pick it back up the next time. So there's that game.
We're not going to teach you euchre. That's something for another time. Do you just want to work down the pile? That work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first game we're going to show you, it's not the original. I couldn't find it. I think it's actually
In the van, maybe? I don't know.
in the van. It's called Taco Cat Cheese Pizza. That's what the card game's called.
Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza.
Oh, goat.
Okay. And that sounds like we're speaking in tongues or something, but actually, there's an order to it.
So what I have to show you is the Christmas version, which is Santa, Cookie, Elf, Snowman. And there's that one. And so what you do is everybody has...
I was thinking, isn't that an instruction card?
I'm struggling.
I think it was like
Yes. So you have cards, and you're like
5 cards,
You're like-
7 cards.
you're saying the order. So like I would be like Santa. Here.
Yeah, give me a
Everybody has a stack.
Okay.
Santa, and you say Cookie.
Cookie.
Elf.
Candy.
Snowman.
Now,
Oops.
notice, every time we've said it, it's not what we say verbally.
But if it is,
The order is the name of the game. Santa, Cookie, Elf, Candy, Snowman. We just do that order over and over. But if it is, so it's Santa's, right?
say we said candy, you want to slap it
Yeah.
first, and you want to
The last person's hand on it has to take it, right?
yes,
Yes.
because you want to run out of cards.
You want to run out of cards. So it's really fun. You get like 8 kids and Santa, and everybody just, wow.
I'm like,
And then poor little Arthur's like, I guess I'll take the cards.
this game we learned, I think, at 4-H.
Yes.
At our first year of 4-H from the Lockmillers. And they, I really think we have like 5 sets of the original. And there's like in different bags, bags.
Take it everywhere. It's one of those just.
But they've just recently started making the holiday ones. They had a Halloween one and a Christmas one.
I don't think I don't think there's a limit to how many people can play.
No, there's
It'd
not.
be a big like youth group game.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
Something like
I guess
that.
you get a big group, you can put 2 stacks together. So there's that one. The next game, we have 2 versions of this game, but this is the one we had originally, and it's called Meme the Game.
Meme
and
the game.
our kids learned about
Do you want
it.
to tell what a meme is for the elderly?
Okay, go ahead.
A meme is those pictures. It's a still picture usually with like words written over it, and they may not be together, but that meme's kind of a newer thing. So like, you know, and this game is you're kind of
Like
making
here's
a
examples
meme.
of memes.
Yeah.
You don't know what a meme is.
And whoever is there's a person who's like the chooser, and everybody else is out there. And
You will put out a card, and it says, let me make sure it's a nice one.
Well, it's Disney.
Well, I'm just saying that makes sense. Like, best dancer. So they lay it out here, and the rest of us have in our hands, 5 cards of different pictures. So you're trying to look in your hand.
And I would close my eyes.
You're trying to look in your hand.
Because I'm the chooser.
And be like, ooh, which picture means the best dancer? And we all put them out.
I'll put them out here. And like everybody played, okay, it's my turn. Okay, best dancer. I've got whatever the heck this guy is. I've got the, I don't know, buzzards. Or I've got a very serious Elsa. And I might be like, I think that is the best dancer.
Yes.
So whoever's card of this I chose gets the big meme card. And you play to like
5 meme cards.
5
or something.
meme cards.
You can make it up.
The fun is just like, getting people to laugh
Yeah.
about your crazy choices.
So we have the Disney version of this, which is always a big hit with groups because I feel like a lot of people have seen a lot of these movies, so it's kind of fun. But then we have the family edition, and it's just general pictures. The kids played this game at theater during
Upstairs
downtime.
in the quiet time.
And it was a good game. Amelia is amazing at this game. She is spot on with this game. So there's the meme games.
It's not always a logical thing. For me, I don't know if you know this about me, I like to try to make people laugh. So I'll choose whatever I think will make that person laugh. And that's the kind of cards I play.
You should tell them about your theater. Hey, you were out of frame, friend.
Oh, babe, I'm so sorry.
Because we're playing the games.
Let me bring the money maker in here.
I've been attending fiddler rehearsals because all the kids are there. our kids don't need me there, but I'm just there as extra hands for whoever needs help. And Noah told me that he has his own agenda when I'm there.
Always.
Yeah.
My only objective is to make Elizabeth laugh while I'm on stage. I was doing the jitterbug, the Charleston, an Irish jig, and
jazz hands.
Pectoral dancing, Terry Crews pectoral dancing, because I'm good at it, and just to get her to laugh. And I absolutely love it. This is going to be hilarious. I'm watching the video's got a small delay.
Okay, this game we have next is one that was suggested as a favorite game, and it's one that we like to share with friends if we're having a game night or going to play games with places. And it is Sequence. And Sequence is it's a lot of fun. It is often a Goodwill find. We have several of them because we find at Goodwill for $2.
We even have one called Jumbo Sequence, which is even better because it's like huge. Same exact game, but the board's 3/4 size bigger. And it's like
fun. It's challenging. It's exciting. It's Sequence.
What's funny is, where's that? Here on the side of the board, they have sequence variations, and some of my favorites include sequence dogs, sequence states and capitals, and where is it? Where's the one I want? Oh, it's over here. Over here. Oh my God, there's 2 sides of them. Where'd it go? It's like Jewish sequence. Oh yeah, sequence, Jewish edition. Sequence Bible edition. So like the same concept. This is played with cards, but apparently they go all out. But the board game. Oh, look at here.
From our last party.
Somebody turned 50.
Somebody turned 50. Wonder who.
The board can get a little overwhelming. It's 2 decks. I'm trying to get this in the frame. It's 2 decks laid out in kind of an order. But there's no jacks out there, okay? So,
why is there no jacks?
Why is there no jacks? It says here on the side that 2-eyed jacks, meaning if a jack's on there and both of his eyes were there, that's wild. And a 1-eyed jack, which is a jack that's on its profile, and you can only see one of their eyes, is a remove. And so we shuffle up the cards, and we each have a few cards in our hands, and my partner and I would sit across from each other. We might be red. We're trying to get a sequence on the board of 5 chips in a row. It could go up and down. It could go left, right. It can go diagonal. Or it could start out here from the corner point, and that is a free spot, like bingo, free space. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on and so forth. So like you play chips, but you're simultaneously playing defense. So like if Elizabeth and her partner are starting to get a little run together, I might play a card to try to stop that. Or if I have a 1-eyed jack, I might remove one of theirs. Or if I have a wild jack, I can put it there. It's a lot of fun, up to 6 people. If you play with 2 teams, you could try to get the game's not over until you get 2 sequences on the board, which can be really, really difficult. It's a lot of fun. You're trying to mess with other people.
The first time you play it, you're like, this makes no sense. This is stupid.
It's hard for me sometimes to like, there's 2 kings of hearts out here, for example. There's one here and there's one over here. And if you like start at the king of heart, like there's the queen, there's no jacks, there's 10, there's 9. So like logically they're out there somewhere, but it takes me a while to track down where they are. This game is a ton of fun. We play it with a lot of our friends. And like you said, this is a very under the radar game. This is probably my...
I think it's because it's like, I mean this in a very kind way. The first time we learned about it was from somebody who was a lot, like they were a lot
Ben and Doris?
Ben and Doris.
Yeah.
And I think it's like a generational older game, but it's sort of like coming back around. That's why I often find it at Goodwill, like because of that.
Yes, Allison. There's 2 decks out here on the board.
The last time we were teaching Allison, she was like, "Wait a second, we've been playing several hands." Like
revelations 2. Every few minutes. It was a lot of fun. So you got 3 different colored chips. There's 2 decks, and it's a ton of fun. The kids enjoy it. This is Amelia and Arthur could play it.
Yeah.
And
Here's some cards.
not every game has to be like, designed for the kids to be fun. Like,
No.
These are winners. Oh, there's the instructions. Both, we will get that in just a minute. All right. We have 2 more, I think.
Yep.
This one is a classic. I played this at my grandmother's house. It's the old game of Racco. And if you've never seen Racco played, the boys and Amelia and I, you were gone at work one night, and I had the kids. So, of course, what I did was we made a YouTube video on how to play Racco. So if you go to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hoosier Heritage Homestead, and like and subscribe, you can also see there's a video there on how to play Racco. And it is pretty straightforward. There's up to 4 people. And these trays, this goes from 5 to 50, and you get passed out in a round cards, and you have to fill your tray from back to front to start with. So I'm just going to do a couple of cards to whatever get us going. All right, so it goes all the way down here to the bottom, and your lowest card, your like 0s through 10s, should be down here. And your highest card has to be here, and it has to go in chronological order in each spot. So, like, if you draw a card and it's a 6, and you've got, you already have like a 10 down here, you take the 10 out and discard it and put the 6 there. And you just kind of chronologically work your way to where it goes 6, 0-ish to 50-ish. And the first one to get that done wins, and there's a point system to it as well. Again, perfect for kids learning counting, and they really like it. The kids don't get tired of it. It's
Your dad and Hoosier are playing a lot today.
were they?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's really good for kids to play with old people, by the way. I don't mean that to sound jerkish.
Or call your dad old.
Well, I mean, no spring chicken. But it's really good for kids to experience intergenerational activities, whether it's dinners. Like I really like that on like family dinners, we don't have a kids table. We don't have like we don't stick the kids in other rooms for long periods of time. We all kind of come together and they hear the stories of the adults, and they hear like the grandparents' stories, and sometimes the great grandparents' stories, and they playing games together and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really good for them. The last game that we want to share is one that our good friends Jeremy and Maggie brought to our attention. And this game is yet to be opened
because we just play theirs.
We only play with them, and we usually just play theirs. I almost feel like I'd be cheating on them if I played with somebody else, but it is a pretty fun game. If you are a gamer, like a board gamer who really loves, okay, I'm going to describe it, and if you know anything about games, these words will make sense to you. You're trying to build a machine. You're trying to build an apparatus to where, like, it's not just like at the end of one round who has the most somethings. In this game, you're collecting eggs, you're playing birds, you're building, you're getting food, and each one of these different things has a different point value. And the ultimate thing is that at the end of 4 rounds, to have scored the most points possible. And there's an unlimited amount of strategic ways how to score points. But what's really cool is that you learn about birds along the way. I'm not going to be outside with binoculars looking at whatever, but this is interesting, like, the name of this one is a X sparrow, whatever, and you could take your phone and do the QR code, and it would give you the hoot of it, or whatever you say, the bird call of it. And it's just kind of interesting, and they've sold expansion packs that also include, like, the birds of Europe, and the birds of Asia, and the bird of Antarctica. Like, so it's a lot of fun, up to 5 players, but it is quite involved, and it's, what do you think, close to an hour?
It says on the box, like, not that long, 40 to 70 minutes. I would say it takes, like, at least an hour.
Yeah, it takes a good while for you to get up to speed. Once you get up to speed, especially once you played it, you're like, if I had done this, then this would have giving me points over there. We're still fairly new to this game, and it's a big learning curve. But it is fun. It's fun to have some things that challenge you. You know, we've talked about all these other games. They are really easy, light-minded, you know, don't have to do much thinking. This one, you actually got to build some strategy. It reminds me of Parks and Recreation, the cones of Dunder or whatever or something.
Sorry, cones of something.
Yeah, where you know it's way too in depth and it's difficult and nerd alert, but that's what this game is for us.
So where are some places you can buy games like this? Obviously, the easy answer is Amazon.
Yes.
But there's also like other places. If you're looking for a big box store, I find Meijer to have the best game selection. If you're in the Wabash Valley area, I would go more local to WeatherTop. I was gonna say WeatherVane. It's WeatherTop.
Yep. It's in the mall.
It's in the
Hope City Center Mall, not Honey Creek.
Right.
I was confusing with my reunion committee tonight that it's no longer Honey Creek Mall. It's
Hope City or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a lot of different board games, a lot of different games that you may not be able to find like at Meijer or Target or Walmart, but really cool games. And they also have
I'm so sorry, we're saying the same thing. Please.
You can also go and like rent the game and play it there with friends.
Yeah, for an hour, like $5 or something. Really cheap.
And they have like tournament nights of different games, so I would really recommend.
If you're into Dungeons and Dragons and big games like that, they've got this really cool table. And I'm not poo-pooing Dungeons and Dragoners. I just don't get it. I'll never get it. It's not for me. But live long and prosper.
Cool.
But they have a lot of really cool stuff for that. But I would really like to hear from anybody who listens to this or watches this. Like, what are some games that you all like? Not just in the poll. Like, what are some of the names so we could look it up? I really like to learn little card games because if you got a deck of cards and you've got traveling or you're, you know, with kids trying to kill time, like little magic tricks or Kings in the there's games like Kings in the Corner that I know I've played in the past, but I can't quite. There's War, there's Go Fish, there's Rummy. Like what games do you like to play that help pass the time? And you know, we're getting a little bit of ice outside right now. I don't know if that'll get us a delay or a cancellation or anything, but you know, sometimes it's just nice to sit and have kind of a mindless activity while you're sharing conversation and, of course, enjoying a cold, refreshing Waterloo.
You're so... Okay.
Trivial Pursuit, that's a game I haven't heard in a long time. We had a digital version of that, I think, when I was growing up. And it was like the 90s or 2000s edition. Oregon Trail has a card game version that's a lot of fun.
Oh.
Henry has that.
Yes.
But I don't. He tried to teach me one time outside, and I didn't quite get it. But it looked neat. It reminded me of the layout of the old video game. We like to play Oh My Pigeons board game. Of course, the homing pigeon's daughter plays a game called Oh My Pigeons. I hope you teach us that next time that we're together.
Next game night.
Yeah. Did you have any other games growing up? Like, the kids are always at me to play Monopoly. Oh, we should tell that story.
Go ahead.
You just want to count?
I'm not counting.
One of the first nights, evenings that I went over to her house when we started dating would have been the summer of 2004, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but somebody had the great idea, hey, let's play Monopoly. Now, Elizabeth's the oldest, and then her next sister is how many years younger?
6 years.
6 years. So you were 17, about to be 17 in the summer. Whenever, I don't know when we played. So it would have been like 11, 9, 5-ish siblings. All right? And they didn't know who they were dealing with. And I came along, and I showed no mercy. And we're playing, and I think there were some tears that were shed, and one by one, just stepped on their throats. I think your mom and dad even played, and like all I know is, I was left at the table, and everybody went to bed in the house mad
It's true.
And I remember I took a note and I wrote them like an apology note. So sorry I ruined your little game. I hope you will not hold this against me. I would like to come back. And I think that note might
my
still
mom
be
keeps it in the
floating around
Monopoly box,
somewhere.
yeah.
But my kids now want to play Monopoly, and they are as competitive as I am, Henry in particular. And it gets 3-4 hours, and I try not to play that one too much. But we played a game when I was growing up. My brother really liked it. It was called Oodles. Oodles was like it was a trivia game, and what's that catchphrase? That game catchphrase?
Yeah.
There's this like round circle, and you push a button, you try to get the other person to say it, and you try not to have it in your hands at the end. It's kind of that same premise, but it would be by the letter, and all the clues start with an O this round,
yeah.
and you had to try to collect the cards.
I played that game too.
And he really liked that one.
They played Boggle, which is
kind of a
spelling game. Yeah, like Boggle.
Anyway, just have fun. Like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You know what I'm saying? That's from a movie. You don't get it. But
I don't get it.
we do work really hard, and we try to play hard. Notice we didn't talk too much about like video games tonight. And I'm not a total poo-pooer of video games. Mm-hmm. I just like to try to limit that as much as possible. We enjoy Mario Kart. We do a lot of Mario Kart, but
a lot is like
once a month or twice a month. Like they're always wanting to play it, and I'm always the wet blanket. But I would much rather sit around and do something like this than that. You have anything else you want to add? That yawn tells me you're probably not ready to wrap it up.
Sorry.
We appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
And Heather says Monopoly always ended in tears or a fight when I was a kid. Chameleon is a new favorite at our house. Never heard of it. Have to look that one up. Chameleon.
I know.
Another big week. We'll be running a little bit ragged. Next time you see us, we might have new chicks. We might have new goats.
Coming on yet.
You never know.
Never know.
You never know what I come home to. Maybe some peafowl.
Sometimes I wonder on your drive home, like if you're like,
Lord, bear me strength.
Buckle up.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
What's your phrase you say a lot of times when you walk in? What in the ADHD?
Oh, and what in the ADHD happened here? It's an exciting life. I wouldn't have it the other way. We have fun, and your voice is so calm.
Heather, that's so sweet. It makes me feel so good. You're welcome to lunch anytime. We'll read a chapter aloud.
All right. Hope you enjoyed that. It would really help us out if you subscribe to our stuff. HoosierHeritageHomestead.com for our Substack or our YouTube. It's all the same thing. Just click it, please.
Just click it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for another edition here. How do you stop?